How much money do we really cost Umbrella? So in this next series, guys, I'm going to go through all of the Resident Evil games, well, most of them, not every single one. I'm going to go through the games and tally up how much money we cost Umbrella. So in the newest game, Resident Evil 9, we get a little segment where we get to see some prices with like tyrants. We don't get official zombies. However, we'll take a rough estimate that, they're not cheap. In today's video, we're going to be going through RE9, the newest one of the franchise, but we are going to be going for no heals, no blood collectors, and complete the game and release Elpis in under 4 hours. Now, as the first video and as becoming new to quote-unquote speed runs and everything, I decided to do this on casual. Yeah, I know, poor from me. But from now on, the next few videos in this series will be on harder difficulties, maybe the hardest, although, I mean, judging by what I know, the next game in the series, which I'm going to do, the hardest difficulty, might take me 5 years. The first portion of this video was recorded on stream, hence why you can see my ugly mug in the top right of the video. I'll leave my Twitch at the bottom in the description in case you want to tune in. I don't know if I'll do many of these on stream, but, in case it gets some traction, honestly, I don't mind. But for now, you're going to have to put up with my face in the top right. We kick off RE9 playing as Grace Ashcroft. We know not too much about her other than she's an FBI agent, and we're going to a hotel which is, decrepit, burnt, and all sorts of shit and fucked up. But we're going to discover a missing person report. Upon entering the hotel, we discover that all is not as it seems, as we enter, on the bar, there is a photo of us with a room key on the back. And then in the perfect timing, just as we collect the key, the door shuts. We then collect the wire cutters to go use the wire cutters on the door after I configure my way around the menus. Upon entry of the room 204, we discover that this stalker problem is getting slightly out of hand as there is about 1 million photos of us and our mum. Talking about mum, flashback, 16 years ago, it's me and my mum going through the exact same hotel. In the chaos, unfortunately, our mum gets attacked and dies. We also cause the fire, and then it takes us back to present day Grace in the same hotel. In the flashback, it shows our mum placing a briefcase behind this painting right here, which don't even ask me how this has survived the fire, considering everything downstairs is shriveled and decrepit, but whichever. We then open up the book, obviously flick through it because, this is a speed run after all, and we are moving a bit slow. As we exit out from the little leaflet, we come across our first zombie. Now, I've seen a lot of people die here, and I ain't trying to be part of that. We get out without taking a shotgun shot because that would be actually ridiculous and we're throwing at that point. We get chucked on the floor and we reach and grab for the emergency exit key. In our defense, we pick up a famous breadstick from Olive Garden, and I think we've got the wrong end of the stick here, no pun intended, as Mr. Police Officer tries to munch on said breadstick. However, unfortunately, it's ours, it's not his, and we then poke it through his literal eyeball, which is a bit grim, but it's fine. At least we dealt with the problem. Right, maybe not then. We are now playing as everyone's favourite Resident Evil character, Leon. It's first Leon section of the game. Now, as I've already completed the game, we've got the tracking modules and all of this. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, is this cheating? Potentially. Do I care? No. We go straight and sell the alligator snapper because that shit is arse, and we go ahead and buy the cap, well, I call it the Cap 40 from Black Ops 2. I know it's not the name, but same thing. We put the Cap 40 to use right away as we blow a few zombie heads off. Obviously, with this being, I don't remember the exact difficulty, but, not insanity. They take a few bullets, but it's fine because I'm still shit at the game and take my first little bit of damage. Unfortunately, as Leon, we couldn't catch up to Grace, who got kidnapped. However, back as Grace, and we're getting chased by that. Fortunately, that thing hates light. So we go to the toolbox, grab the screwdriver, of course using speedruns because we're efficient, get the fuse, and then run away from this big bitch again. Put the fuse in, get under the gate, and we're straight back to Leon. People want to be like Leatherface, running around with chainsaws, which are annoying because they just take more bullets when they have a chainsaw in their hand, which makes no sense. Ignore me missing a bullet on a literal dead zombie not moving, but we then run to the gate where we saw Grace crawl through and come through at the perfect time and save her. As Grace in the care center now, we find the West Wing key card, and we also come across Gordon Ramsay, who's just, doing his usual stuff. We use our first shot of the Requiem on him because obviously playing on a lowish difficulty, we can just kill him and get rid of him. After we put a few bullets in the chef's head, we then go ahead and just troll this zombie by burning his retinas out with our flashlight. Pick up this weird box which has a little red jewel inside. Do the sun, moon and star puzzles, which luckily, you know, I remembered because I'm a genius. Inside that puzzle we get a little cube. We put the cube inside of the door, then realise that we need 2 more in Resident Evil fashion. Use that said red jewel to gamble. Now unfortunately this is where a lot of my time was spent in the playthrough because I kept gambling and gambling and gambling. I eventually used my antique coins and buy the hip pouch, which is 100% needed. Find this arm on the floor which luckily has a key card which we need, and then buy these. Now I'll explain these later and why I needed this. Remembering that Grace has got some phase roots inside of her, we hit a serious triple collapse for the montage, which I'm definitely sure she's going to make after she gets out of this. We then pick up the ID wristband and get jump scared by Boris Johnson reincarnated. Use the acid to destroy the padlock, move past Boris Johnson. Unfortunately take way too long on this as well. Generally took me like 5 minutes on the transport box. Get the artificial lungs out and then quite literally get jump scared by a literal digger, which I have no idea why it's there. Shoot the driver and then we crawl on through. Get the artificial heart, put all of the pieces together on this like it's a Lego brick. Put it in this guy. Of course, he comes alive. Fortunately, saving most of our bullets and using our trusty knife, we kill all of the people and get level 2 onto the wristband. Zombies then burst my eardrums by playing 30 WAP, but don't worry, we put a few bullets in our head. Get even more corrosive, put it on the lock. Get another cube. Then with our newfound level 2 wristband, we find the last machine. However, unfortunately, it's written in Braille. Now, I don't know why you couldn't just brute force it, but hey, I'm not Grace. I'm just smarter. We then use this random blind kid, which we just found, to do it. And then we fend off a few zombies, which I have no idea what this guy's doing. Our newfound child has been stolen, so we need to get her back as Grace. But luckily for all of the Resident Evil fangirls, Leon's tied up. After breaking free with pure brute strength, we then come across Boris Johnson v2, or it's the same, I'm not sure. Either way, he gets put down and then goes into a massive puddle of piss. I then get reminded that we're playing as Leon, which basically means I am him and I can do anything to anybody. We then finally buy the shotgun, which I think I meant to buy earlier, walk into Victor's office and realise that, yeah, this guy's a bit dodgy. Go back to Grace to try and rescue Emily. We find her in a holding cell, which, I mean, it's a bit dodgy. And now using our newfound college skills at CRC, we're going to become a Sparky. Now, unfortunately, the teacher is not a big fan of this, but luckily we duke her because I've got literal godlike skills. Squeeze by because I'm thin as fuck. Put another spark plug in. We then find this tool in the toolbox, then get jump scared by this lady yet again. She's got some lovely feet on her, I must say. Sneak by her, well, is what I meant to do. So this is where I use the steroids. Now this does not count as using a herb. So basically it's like, you know, a get out of jail free card. We follow the train of dead people to come to this point where we save, go down here into the what was once a pool of blood, and basically it's just a literal 5-minute thing of stun people, push them into the meat grinder and run away. We nearly complete our last college day by getting our last spark plug that we needed, going down a little water slide, well, it's definitely water, and then finish our qualifications by getting all of the spark plugs. We then run our arse to the elevator with our newfound child. We then duke the lady by chucking some sandbags at her feet. She climbs up. We then pass the ultimate test as gamers by not turning around to try to save our daughter like some silly mongs. We get out alive with Emily. We then decide, you know what, maybe let's abduct this child. Don't even wait for a response and just get out of the care centre. Find a helicopter, have a little callback to Resident Evil 8, and then go down the elevator. Well, hang on, we seem to have skipped a good bit here, and it's laggy as shit. What's gone on, you're probably asking? Well, to be honest with you, I have no idea. To give you the rundown, we basically let Emily transform. We then killed her as Leon. Grace got upset. Grace ran away with Zeno, and now we are back in Raccoon City, where we are currently building ways. Well, we're putting together a bomb, basically. As you can see here, we've got to collect 1 of 3 detonator parts. We just got the first, and yeah, pretty much that is it. Now, the frame rate, I have no idea why it's so bad right now. For the next, 5 minutes, it's just a bit shit. My apologies. I have no idea what's happened. My computer is literally probably 1 fan break away from dying and collapsing. But from now on, it gets better. Just Just trust me, guys. We also buy from the shop the most clutch thing for a challenge like this, body armor, where as you can see it barely does any damage to us. We then fight, well, technically our second big boy, but like, you know, you didn't see the other one. We literally make literal work of him with a few requiem shots and he is dead. We get one of the 2 parking fuses from after we kill the big guy. I then literally run around here for literally like 10 minutes, not joking, because I got lost. Get the other fuse, put the fuse in, and we're finally out of that underwater bit. Now, this game introduces zombies with guns. I'm pretty sure this is never done before. They also have explosives, which, I mean, as you can see, my accuracy is incredible, but, you know, we live. We then find a cheeky Honda CBYR, because, you know, best bike of all time, definitely. Find a repair kit, which is going to help us build our explosive device. We also buy the Scorpion Evo, then decide to drop tilted towers like we're playing Prime Fortnite and zip line across. Do a little bit of tightrope, find yet another part of the explosive which we're making, which, I mean, I don't know, it's going kind of easy, not quite sure why. There's just explosive left everywhere. We then, in classic Leon fashion, find our quote-unquote way down, which is just plummeting to our literal death, but of course we're fine because we're Leon. Put our bomb together, explode the hell out of Raccoon City gate. Once we explode the gate, we're going to pretend that we are currently a few people from Liverpool, and as you're about to see, this is live footage of someone on a moped going through Liverpool. We proceed to start a little bit, do a little jump, and then see Victor with a whole ass RPG ready for our face. Here we get to the point where we come up to our first counters. So as you can see, each dog is worth around $30 million, which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it. But first, obviously, you know, playing as Leon, you got a style on them. However, since the frame rate is absolutely AIDS, the fight is borderline unwatchable. But from my awful aim, I've calculated that we killed 13 dogs, which equates to 390 million. We don't see these dogs in the franchise again, but that's a lot of money as it is. And as you can see right now, me and Victor, yeah, I'm sure we won't see that guy again. After dealing with Victor Gideon, we find ourselves back in Resident Evil 2, running through the starts of the game, basically back in the police station. Now, this is where the frame rate goes back to normal. Sorry again, guys. Anyways, children are haunting us. Fart knows why. They're evil. They look wrong. We need to stay away. This is definitely the worst part of the game, and it took a lot of pausing to actually figure out what is the quickest way to do it. Fucked up this part here, but it doesn't matter too much because, I mean, 4 hours is quite generous on a low difficulty. Find the key. Now watch your speedrun tech here. You ready? Instead of running away and hiding, run around the little dickhead on the floor, spam forward, jam the key in, still spam sprint, and then we manage to just about, if the game lets us without being janky, get in the ladder. Now this is without a doubt the worst part of this game's replay. It's long. This part here though, like with the fire truck going down the staircase, with it being the only bit of light, it kind of reminds me of the Resident Evil 7 staircase. If you know, you know. Grab a fire poker just like we did at Grace at the start. Get it? Because, you know, we're playing as Grace as a kid. Yeah. Anyway, we basically find out that we're a clone, and all those other children who are trying to kill us are basically versions of us. Bang, suddenly Mr. X is back. Yeah, look at him just staring at us. He then runs towards us, which I swear was not that quick in the original. We basically train him around like a bit of zombies, like literally, like, I mean, he aura farms for a second, but he eventually chases us. We literally ring around the rosy him, escape him, get through this door, and he quite literally just disappears until now. You can see we've got our first proper actual boss fight. Getting in a few free shots while he aura farms. He then sends me flying. I tried to parry a literal fucking car, but overall it's not that difficult and I can kind of put him away quite easily. As you can see, the price of the tyrant is 120 million, which if you compare that to the dogs, that is the price of like 4 dogs, which is a horrible price comparison, and 1 tyrant is much worse than 4 dogs. I'm not sure if this is the same tyrant that we kill in RE2. I'm not sure how we're going to go about that, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now though, we won't update the price until the end of the video, just to keep it as a question mark. What I've noticed as well is, once we go through the care home and rappel down here, the worst parts of this game and RE2 are the care home. They should really stay away from the care home. Or orphanage if you're American. Anyways, we shoot Patrick Starfish, and then this is where we come to yet another one of Umbrella's big money items. Now throughout this part of the game here, we shoot a good few little versions of them, but I'm going to obviously class that they mean 100 million for this right here, not all of the little starfishes that we shoot. This boss isn't really difficult. You just shoot them out until red barrels pop out and, you know, you shoot them. Anyways, we've had zombies with guns. How about we go John Wick mode and we play against a literal SWAT team who roll us in here. Now, on insanity mode, I can imagine that this is absolutely horrible, but on this mode, I basically just ran around with a shotgun and quite literally deleted them all. But these guys with their guns, honestly, this specifically isn't what does the most damage to me. However, you're going to see coming up which did the most damage to me. We come around this corner, pop a few heads, easily peasily. I was a sniper on Black Ops 3, I must say, a cold one at that. Pop his head, sneak on round, shoot this last guy in the back, and then celebrate because I've sat here thinking that I've actually finally dealt with these motherfuckers. They've then decided to upgrade their tech by getting literal riot shields, but luckily I've got the spawn camp on point. Take a few damage here. My body armor is quite literally getting a battering. Cold shot on the wall from me. I'm getting stun locked. Shot the thing in the back for aura. And then luckily, I mean, this guy, he hits me for free, but luckily I've just got the best thing in the game, a literal, like, parry demon. Shotgun that guy in the face, and that is the Rainbow Six Siege team dealt with. We then walk through the door, come across some cheeky little bit of Picasso art, which is like, I mean, what even is that? I guess show evolution. Walk through, and then, well, okay, I thought the Rainbow Six Siege part was done. Yeah, this guy's going to be a pain in the arse. Seriously. Now, this boss fight was annoying. Now, as you can see, my health, I've got no body armor, which is just not great. But then also, I've just not got a lot of health. Obviously, can't heal. So I need to kind of semi-do this flawlessly. Luckily, a lot of this is just a parry knife fight. However, he comes to a point where he gets a bit annoying and he starts running away with his weapon. And I kept thinking if I shoot him, I'll do more damage, obviously, you know? But no, who am I kidding? The knife is the best weapon in this game by literal far. As you can see from this guy, he doesn't even shoot me. He just knifes me 24/7. I'm taking some serious damage here. I'm honestly at this point thinking, do I just die and restart? But then I was like, you know, to be fair, I'm playing on such a low level thing. If I die, I feel like I should maybe just restart the whole playthrough. He then flashbangs, tries to break my neck. Cheers, mate. Lovely. Runs away for a minute, smashes this, and then goes to run away with his gun. As you can see, he just sits behind here and is just going to like start shooting. I closed the distance with my shotty so he doesn't actually get a chance to do that. But then luckily, and I mean luckily, so fortunate, I'm literally like the tiniest bit of health from perishing. Luckily, Hunk thinks he's that guy, can rush me when I'm on 1 HP, but I smash the knives out of his hand and kill him. Now, the run's looking a bit scuffed at this point. I'm low HP. Luckily, I'm Leon, so I've got ammo, so it's good. Oh, I'm not Leon anymore. Well, lovely. Now, this is pretty much the last time we will play as Grace and involve, you know, killing and shooting things and actually having to worry about our health and speedrunning, which is good. However, what isn't good is lickers. Now, luckily, they are blind and stupid. However, I share one of those things in common. I am stupid, not blind. Now, as you can see, I think I'm escaped from one, so I start running around the corner, look up and realise, alright, well, I'll walk. I'll be alright. He drops down in front of me, and, I mean, I tried to parry it like I'm playing Leon because I'm stupid. I then sneak through, get the key, and then get jump scared. So, this run's going fantastic. And then, just to make matters worse, just when I think, oh, great, I've took that, oh, look who's behind me. Okay. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Now, if you're experiencing deja vu, I don't blame you, because I am too. I've tried this about 3 times at this point. I pick up the bottle of acid, kill my first licker, which I actually almost miss. I thought I did at first. Turn around, John Wick this zombie, because, I mean, what is he doing? He's stumbling around the gaff. I then don't make the same mistake that I did before, shoot this guy, but I'm also keeping an eye on the licker, which I know is going to come down the hall. And then when he eventually turns up, I've picked up a bottle of acid, chuck it on his head because that one-shots them. Now, I am also keeping track of these liquors because they have got a price to them. So once we've cleared through all the liquors, we will calculate how much money each liquor costs, which, I mean, again, throughout the games, liquors appear a lot. There are a lot of liquors. I don't have any acid to kill this one, so I just burn him alive because I mean, you got to do what you got to do. With you got a few bullets to the head and he's dead. I'm going to class every licker that I see as a kill because I'm pretty sure I didn't leave a single one alive. We put the key in here, free Leon, turn around, get the magnetic key, and then move through with our playthrough. Surrounded by a few lickers and a zombie, we chuck our last bottle of acid on this guy, and then this guy comes for a cheeky munch. Stab our knife in him, which I don't think we bother getting back because at this point I know that I'm nearly done with Grace. We keep moving through the area and there's a little zombie who's going to become a slight problem here. However, you know, what can I say? I am slightly talented at video games. I realise, hang on, I've got a bottle. Yeah, guess what? Hold that. Playing London Simulator, stabbed a guy, chucked a bottle at another guy. I then am continuing to walk because I don't want to piss off the lickers, which, I mean, yeah, as you can see, there's one there, which I don't kill, but we will obviously add to the tally because I should have killed. That's my bad. But lickers aside, we continue through to this room and we grab the last ball, sphere, orb, whichever you'd want to call it. We then continue on the upper layers where we just were. Yet again, more lickers, which we don't kill. I believe there's 2 up here, which I'll have to account for. We then run up the stairs. We've sneaked past them, dropped down, run back up the stairs, and then those exact same 2 lickers, they're not 2 different lickers, jump through. However, again, they're blind, stupid, and special, so I just literally walk past them. Despite that, I'm literally stepping on glass, which, you know, you'd think that they'd hear, but I mean, I ain't complaining. And then at this point is where I realised that I've been kind of an idiot. I've got the first orb, and then I remembered that I need to basically backtrack back through where we had trouble with the lickers, go through this door, and collect the final orb. We then do precisely that, collect the red orb, turn around, and next thing you know, there's about 8 zombies waiting for us. Now, I don't miss. Call me Hawkeye from Marvel Rivals, cheeky outline, stun all 3, push, and next thing you know, I've just hit a strike like it's bowling, which I could never do in real life because bowling is awful. I suck at bowling. Bowling is hard as fuck. Anyway, off topic. We then get the orb, move through, access granted, and we come into the center control panel. Then back as Grace when we first let Leon free. We are back playing as Leon. Now, as you can see, we're not very healthy. However, I know kind of what's coming up. Obviously, I know that there's the final boss, which I'm probably going to have to do hit 3. Well, more or less, but more on that later. We are now introduced to a new quote-unquote mechanic where basically we're dying, so the whole screen goes purple and we can't aim, and we kind of move like we've had one too many drinks from Weatherspoons. We then come into an area where there are even more lickers. Now, obviously, playing as Leon, I 100% kill every single licker that we see. Because, I mean, in RE2, lickers, they're honestly like the worst thing in the game. In RE9, they are literally not scary at all. I'd rather face 5 lickers than 2 crimson heads. Honestly, like, it's ridiculous. And then while I just clear through all of these lickers in this room, I just wanted to, like, ask you guys, what is, like, your favourite game? Your favourite Resident Evil of the series? Like, me personally, I think mine would be 7, just purely because it got me back into Resident Evil. I played Resident Evil 5 when I was younger, but Resident Evil 7 like really did bring me back to the genre. I'm also going to put a poll on my community vote thing of what game you'd like me to do next. I'm thinking probably Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil 2. I've never played Resident Evil 1, so I could try and attempt Resident Evil 1, but personally, like, I'm not sure if I should go down the Leon remake route or go through the 7 and 8 route. Anyways, all the lickers have been cleared out from there, so we then get this key, which is very similar to the other key. We then walk in this room, and I kind of don't realise until it's too late, there's like 6 lickers in this room just chilling on the ceiling. I try to spray a few. I'm kind of going for a very, like, you know, counterproductive way, but I move back, the door cock blocks me. Again, just waiting for them to come. They come while I'm reloading because they're smart like that. But yeah, there's not much lickers can do against a literal explosive barrel to the face. This guy gets parried, and I mean, like, look at this. There's so many. Chuck a cheeky nade around the corner, and yeah, I finally deal with the licker problem. I then make the Resident Evil noob mistake where during their death animation I think they're dead, so I run away. However, fortunately I have ears that sometimes work, so I hear this little fucker crawling to try and get me. Now that leads us to our last licker. So while we wait for this elevator to come and we do a Leon last stand, I'll go through the numbers quickly. So between Grace and Leon, there is 22 lickers. I calculated that I didn't kill 5. They are 14 million per liquor. So I killed 17 liquors, which is 238 million. However, if I chose to kill every single liquor, it would be 308 million. After pulling out the old Key Stage 2 maths textbooks, we're going to have our brain at rest, just like Leon. However, unfortunately, he just, he does it way more cool, the way he's just laying on the wall. Yeah, it's Faz, man, it's just Leon. Anyway, we walk through here like we're walking through town at 3 a.m. after we've had a dirty night out. We walk through here, and then this is going to be basically nearly the end of our playthrough here. We walk to the wall, collapse, and move over to Grace. Grace weirdly walks through this door, and next thing you know, you're in the RE9 house, or the Oswald Spencer mansion, which is just weird, but you know what, fair enough. Grace then also steps foot in an elevator, but unfortunately she does not aura farm as much as Leon. We walk up towards Leon, who is literally sitting on death's door, and then we have to choose between releasing or destroying Elpis. Now, for the achievement that I was going for to get the CP, they need to change that name. To get the CP, you needed to free it and complete the game in under 4 hours. I'm not sure if the time stops here, but either way, obviously we're going to release it to get the achievement and all sorts. And also, if you pick the other ending, you are just flat out, like, picking the wrong ending, so enjoy that. And now, to pretty much wrap up the finale of the game, and to finish off our challenges to get all of our Cole Palmer points, we have to defeat Victor, which at this point, he has injected himself with the Nemesis Serum, or he's always been it, I'm not sure. Either way, I go to Aura Farm with the... Stop saying Aura Farm. This part of Victor's boss fight isn't anything hard. I mean, I wouldn't say any of it is hard in general. It's basically just shoot him enough, make him kneel, shoot him, dodge his little move where he unleashes a serious anime sort of JJK sort of move. It's not really hard, but I am playing on the easiest difficulty, so, let's not take the piss here. Dodging a few of his tentacle sort of moves, yet again shooting the Requiem with no bullets in the chamber. I then hold that seriously on my head. We then sit here and truly see where he is now going to fulfill up to his nemesis thing that he injected himself with. But anyway, this is where I was going to talk about earlier. So since I'm playing on casual or one of the lower difficulties, Leon's health kind of regens itself. Now, I'm pretty sure in Resident Evil 8 it does this as well. He's got, like, if he's below a certain amount of health, he'll kind of regen it back to caution instead of being in, like, I'm one hit away from dying. So that kind of saves me. As you can see, I suddenly just healed myself. I didn't use a herb, it still counted. As you can see, I've just gone up HP. It's not that much, but it definitely saves me from restarting here because his moves are quite choreographed. As you can see, he has, it's like an Elden Ring fight, really. There's no delay in, though. They kind of just always have the same speed. But the fight is not hard. I mean, it's literally shoot him, shoot these little meatballs on him, and then just rinse and repeat. It's not difficult. Just like it is Elden Ring and he's Mesmer, he grabs me while I'm spamming the parry button because it's my get out of jail free card. Do a quick little QTE, get out of his grab, and then basically just, use the best weapon in the game to finish him off, basically. If only Jill Valentine had one of these handy little hatchets, Resident Evil 3 would have been even shorter than they made it in the remake. And then to end it off, it wouldn't be a Resident Evil game without 3 quick shots, but before that followed by a one-liner.
This time, you ain't getting back up.
Yeah, boy.
Leon then finds Grace knocked out as he goes to give her mouth to mouth. Luckily for all of the Claire and Sherry shippers, that she's actually awake and alive. So look at that. Nobody made it out dead. Oh, apart from Emily. Well, I suppose they didn't make it out just yet because the whole facility is collapsing around them. And yeah, I mean, I don't think they're making it out alive. So as they go to sit down next to each other and all the lights fade, this unfortunately is going to be the end of our story with Grace and Leon.
Psych a lot!
Thankfully, Chris and his team decided to show up and help. I mean, they could have done it a little bit before, but hey, better late than never, I suppose. And that actually is going to be the end of the game. Now the question is, did we do it in time, or was I too slow and fat? Was never even worried. Easily could have done it. I could have taken even longer. Yeah, it was a bit close. But it's alright. We did it, and that's all that matters. And there we go. There's the proof that we got the Cole Palmer points. But the main question that we're here today is, how much did we actually bleed Umbrella dry today? And in first place, obviously first place because it's the only one done so far, is RE9 with 848 million. Now, we couldn't quite break the billion mark. Even if we killed those 5 lickers, we wouldn't have broke it. But it is close. It's a good starting point. For the next few games, I think going to put the focus more on the speed running aspect of it to see as quick as time as I can get. But we'll see which game totals up the most.